Okay, everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. On today's show, I'm giving advice to help you navigate the tricky waters of online dating, threesomes, commitment issues, and more. Plus, we're getting deep into the topic of the pull-out method. Is it really as reliable as it seems? I've got the answers, so keep on listening. But first, by now, you all know me pretty well. You know I love new experiences, but I also love my favorite things that I always come back to because I know I can trust them. Here's a good example, the magic wand. If you've been listening, you might remember that I actually had a hole drilled into my nightstand, so my magic wand was always plugged in and ready to go when I needed it. That's commitment. I thought that was pretty ingenious, actually. Well, before you go destroying your furniture, consider this. The trusted magic wand is now available in a rechargeable version, delivering all that power of the original, plus the mobility of completely cordless design. The Magic Wand Rechargeable features 4 intensity levels and 4 vibrating patterns. For more than 30 years, a trusted Magic Wand from Vibratex has been just about everyone's go-to massager. It's got a perfect size to the high-quality construction and materials. It's no wonder the Magic Wand is considered the Cadillac of all vibrators. If you don't own one yet, don't live without the Magic Wand another day. And if you do own one, try out the rechargeable. Go to sexwithemily.com, click on the Magic Wand banner, and get one today. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily. You got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. Where you can sign up for our podcast. You can easily subscribe. We do 2 a week, which is pretty amazing. We upload, every day, blog posts, videos, everything that we can to give you the information and the power to have the best relationships and sex that you want. That's what I'm all about. And there's some things happening here. I'm now on Snapchat, because who isn't? Follow me at Sex with Emily on Snapchat, at Sex with Emily on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.com/Sex with Emily, and also our YouTube channel. There are Sex with Emily everywhere. Love it. Thanks everyone for listening. I'm here with Anderson.
Yo,
what up?
On? I don't even hear me. Oh, there I am.
I
Okay.
hear you.
What's up,
baby? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Em?
Good.
Late night.
This is late.
It's the latest we've ever done.
This is 12. It's 12:40 a.m.
Yeah, it is. It's like 3:40 a.m. back in New York.
I know. How about that?
Yeah.
I like it though.
Bars
it's
are
kinda
about to
intimate.
close.
Is it bar? Who's getting laid right now? I
Yeah.
don't even know. So it's good to see you. How was your trip?
It was good. The wife was sick, so she couldn't come to any of the shows. But Denver, a beautiful town.
You went to go see
Ween.
I can't believe I didn't really know.
I'd say
I'm a Dead fan. Why didn't I know Ween?
1 in 20 of your listeners probably know Ween. Not a massive band, but they're big for me.
Yeah,
I love them.
that's good. Well, it was a good time. Well, and I got your dog Stanley. It was
And
awesome.
you
I mean, if you
stole
missed
Stanley.
any portraits, selfies of Stanley and myself.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like an old Jewish mother when it comes to like my dog Stan. And I was looking at Instagram and whatnot. I was throwing a few things of my own on there because I was on vacation like you do. And I saw a couple of your Valentine's Day Instagrams and videos and whatnot. And I kept looking for my dog. And I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry,
she loves the dog, and the dog's not. Did something happen to my dog?
No, but the dog was on there eventually.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, but sorry about that for Valentine's Day. Because we already we did the video. We did some fun videos with The Office, and Stanley was not there the day that we did it. Right. But I hope you had a good time. Valentine's Day and all that.
Valentine's
Day.
Not until next year do I get to hear you say Valentine's Day.
That's when Michigan accent comes out.
I love it.
There's another thing I got to announce here. The March 10th at the Hollywood Improv. Uh-huh. Remember we were at the Improv before?
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing a show, The Love and Sex Live from the Improv with myself and Brian Howie of The Great Love Debate. We're doing a live show there on March 10th, and it's going to be amazing. It's a live podcast, and come see me. It was a really good time, and we just check back on my social media, all that, for more information on how to get tickets. I think you probably just go to the Hollywood Improv to get tickets.
HollywoodImprov.com, and they have all the different calendars.
But
and
come,
whatnot.
it's really fun. Live show. I'll be there.
Thursday
I want to
night.
hang out.
What time?
Yeah, it's 7 to 9, I think.
There's a slim chance. You realize this? Do you realize this?
What?
There's a slim chance that I might be doing one of my shows up in the attic, like right.
No way.
Peripheral to the actual main
Which
stage.
one?
at the Hollywood Improv.
No, but which podcast are you
the
doing?
After Disaster. We've been doing it in Mike Corona's office up there, and we have to kind of be quiet, and then we get loud sometimes, and I'm sure that the audience can hear
That's
us doing
so
our
funny.
show. Yeah.
Could I come up there and make a special appearance? Do you
That'd
guys
be
have
pretty
guests
fun.
ever?
Rarely,
Oh,
but that'd be pretty fun.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing that, and then you can also be recording your podcast.
That's
and
pretty
Cinemax.
exciting. I
Yeah,
didn't
know
know that you were doing
We
the
just
improv
planned
on
it.
Cool.
We just planned it like yesterday. So I'm very excited to tell you because I had such a blast at my 10-year anniversary show.
Sweet. You gonna tell any jokes? You gonna be a prop comic? You gonna bring dildos up?
I might bring, you know what? That's a great idea.
Yeah.
We are debating because the Great Love Debate is a great podcast too. And they talk about why people are still single. Debate single in America, all this stuff. That's what they do these things all over the country. And they talk to people about being single and dating and all that stuff. So
Is it gonna be
it'll be a good
sponsored?
time. No, I don't think so. No
I feel
sponsors
like
time.
Match.com should sponsor this thing.
They should sponsor
Yeah.
it. Damn it. Let's give them a call. I don't know if they're not. But I had a big week. I went to the Grammys.
Yeah,
Call
that's
it
what the music
My
awards.
niece called me. She's like, how are the Emmys? I'm like, the Grammys. It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to a award show.
You get dressed up?
I did.
Yeah.
I thought you checked my Instagram.
Well, you're
I
always
just
dressed
posted a
up in
picture
my
today. No.
Did you pass all the religious zealots out front?
No. I didn't see them.
Every year they're out there.
I missed them.
I
was running late.
I went 4 years in a row.
You did?
Yeah. I used to go to the Grammys all the time, man.
I didn't know that about you. It was amazing, though. I mean, it really was to be there, watch the performances. I mean,
Can we tell the story?
Which one?
How you almost got kicked out?
Yeah, I almost got kicked out. The 2 days before, there's something called the radio remotes at the Staples Center.
It's a zoo.
It's a zoo. All these radio people come. Like I was there with Dr. Drew, and we go to talk. There's like 25 radio stations, and we go in, we talk, we do like promote our show, and then afterward, they're rehearsing
Doing the actual
for the
rehearsals
Grammys. Because it's Friday. At the Staples Center. So we go, and there was like VIPs who go watch the rehearsals in like it's cavernous Staples Center. There's like 20 of us in there. We walk in, and they're like, "Okay, listen, put your cameras away. There's guards there. You can't take pictures." And we walk in, and Justin Bieber's practicing, and I'm like, so first thing I do, I pull out my phone because I'm like, because my niece, she loves Justin Bieber.
Everyone's got a niece that loves Justin Bieber.
Well, this is what happened.
You're
So I
not
pull
special.
out, and the second I pull it out, this guard goes, "Put your phone away!"
Like immediately.
Like literally immediately. Like,
Right.
shh.
You know
And
what that means?
What?
He was checking you out.
You think he was?
He
You
was
think he
probably
liked me?
just, like, looking at you.
Then he says to me, he said, God damn it. And the problem is, I shouldn't say this, but I thought I turned my phone off, but I didn't, like the video, because he yelled at me. So I have 11 minutes Justin Bieber.
11
footage.
minutes?
Well, because I was so nervous. But you hear the conversation of Dr. Drew going, Emily, what are you doing? Can't believe you got in trouble. And the guard, and he was like, you don't think that everybody's got a niece or a daughter who's 12 years old? So I kind of got in trouble.
11 minutes?
I got an 11-minute video of Justin Bieber
Well,
raw.
you guys need to do something with that.
No, I'd be in so much trouble. No, I'm so grateful to be at the Grammys. I don't want to not allow me there next year.
Audio up. That'd be
Not
funny.
doing it. Not doing it. But it was funny. But the Grammys were great. I mean, the thing is, it's you're sitting there for 3.5 hours, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I've sat still for 3.5 hours since like the SATs or something.
What are the best musical acts across the street?
Where do you mean? Were they across the street?
The few times that I went, they'd be like, and now we're going to like Dead Mouse 5. And Dead Mouse would be across the street at the Nokia Center. And they'd pipe in video of it.
One of the best part was, well, there were some great parts. I liked the David Bowie tribute. I liked,
How about when Adele's mic fell into the...
Yeah, that was good. She cried about it the next day, I guess.
Did she cry?
Yeah.
Did she cry gravy?
Well, I saw something on the internet, on the interweb that she was like,
That was
don't
a
make
fat
fat
joke.
jokes.
I know.
It's
I'm
terrible.
way better than that. I'm sorry.
No, you're terrible.
I love Adele. I'm a dick. I'm sorry.
It was a good time. It was a great time, and I was honored to be there, and it was fun. So yeah, that was the Grammys. But speaking of the Grammys, I got some Sex in the News,
Oh, I love it. Let's do it.
which is very inspiring for me. Listening to music out loud, you have more sex, and you're happier. There's a study, and this is a real study. If you listen to music in your home, you will have more sex.
What?
They say music is a language of love, and now there's a study to prove it. Sonos commissioned the research project using their own gear along with Apple's iPhones and the Apple Watch. So it sounds like, oh, this is skewed, but I'm going to get to that part because it's really not. Music led to 67% more sex. They rounded up 30,000 people in the United States, UK, Germany. It showed that listening to music out loud as opposed to in your headphones is good for lovers, with 67% more bedroom fun time happening compared to those who don't play any tunes. Also found 47% in the study were likely to say I love you, and 24% felt more moved to say I love you by the songs they heard.
And 99% probably call their partners babe.
Yeah. Hey, babe. And they also found that music drew family and friends together. They were happier overall, had more sex, families were happier. The act of listening to music together made a difference. So bottom line, if you want to be happier, have more sex, listen to music. And I believe that. When I remember to listen to music when I'm home rather than just the voices in my head, it does make me happier.
Can I tell you that I had a routine for many, many months where I'd wake up and listen to like spoken word on my phone, like an app for my stupid Pittsburgh Penguins hockey team, and I'll just listen to news about the Penguins every morning, and it stopped working. They just don't have it anymore, so now I'm forced to listen to music, and I hate to admit it, but I'm a happier person.
You are?
I think I'm a little dumber, but I'm happier.
No, that's good. See, I listen to like podcasts and radio, and I listen to Howard Stern, but
Right.
now I'm going to listen to more music.
Music, just like I try it. Like when I get in my car, I'm like listening to music instead of talk radio, because talk radio will make you mad, but I want to be informed.
I know, me too. I feel like I don't have a lot of time to
wanna
get
be
informed.
stimulated.
So when I'm working out, I'm listening to like podcasts, I'm listening to news, but I'm going to listen to music now because I definitely want to be happier.
And you want to bang more.
I definitely want to bang more.
Right.
I need some banging in my future.
What an odd study, especially with the whole out loud rather than the earbuds. Like,
Yeah,
how does that
because
play
it's bringing
in?
you together. If you're having sex together, or you're in the home and you're all listening. I think maybe just when it's in your ears. I mean, it probably still can make you happy, but I think it's the act of listening to it together.
Right.
Like I always would go into homes growing up, like family friends would listen to music, and I thought it was always so nice, even if it was
Right.
like classical. And I was like a kid, I was like, that's really, it's calming.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, sweet.
Sitting around
My
listening to
family wasn't
classical.
happy. They should listen to music. Damn it. It's another thing to get me mad at my mom. My mom always says, add it to the list.
We're old enough to we remember like having the old record player, and like we'd go in the family albums and like pull out I remember pulling out Michael Jackson's Thriller and putting it on the record player in my house, and you'd have to listen to it with everybody else.
Right, exactly. It's a different world now.
Yeah.
We're all so in our own heads.
My brother would
Whatever.
jump up and down next to it to make it skip and laugh. I'm like, stop it, Brett.
Yeah, that's the news I got for you because
I like
we've got a lot to cover today.
Pull out.
I have a little mini tip. Pull-out method.
I love that.
Exactly. A few weeks ago, I answered an email about the pull-out method as a form of birth control. Someone emailed to me, and I received interesting feedback. So I thought I'd go a little deeper into the topic of pulling out, a.k.a. the withdrawal method. Hi, Emily. I discovered your show, and I love it. I'm going to try to catch up on all the older episodes, so I'll probably be emailing you a lot more. I download the podcast with my iPhone, and it's great. I can listen without using any data. That's a good point, everyone. Side note here. People think you need to use your data. Just download it, and it's on your phone.
When you got the Wi-Fi at the home, you just download a few or
before you
set it
do-
up
I
so
do
it
if I go on
downloads?
a run. I'll download a few podcasts. Okay. I love how knowledgeable you are, and I've already learned so much. And I was surprised to hear you say the pull-out method is completely ineffective, though. I've been using that for most of my life, and for me, it's been effective.
Maybe she's barren.
I also have friends that use it and have been affected for them. I don't know if you're being hyperbolic to encourage safe sex, but I feel you misleading listeners about this based on my experience. Hope you're not mad. Love, Calvin, 34, Manhattan.
Wait, is that a dude or a girl?
It's a dude, I think.
Oh.
Calvin, I'm not mad at Calvin. Calvin, I'm not mad at you at all. I'm just concerned for you. I'm concerned for Calvin and his friends, his freewheeling, freeballing, freeloading
Freeloading, yeah.
friends, because, I understand the appeal of the pull-out method. And I got to be honest, when I was younger, I might have done the pull-out method before I knew all the complications. It's
way
easy.
better. Way better than the pull-out,
No,
pull-off.
it's
you know?
easy. It's free. Everyone's doing it. For women, it can seem definitely attractive because you don't have to take the pill and have all the side effects. You don't have to put your body through that, and there's no side effects, But
It's cheap.
here are the side effects. STDs, pregnancy.
Yeah. That's an STD.
Yeah, for guys, though, they might like it because they're like, oh, no condoms. I understand that. And it requires little preparation. I'm understanding this, Calvin. I'm understanding why it's easy. And you're lucky. But according to bedsider.org,
What?
which is bedsider.org,
Okay.
which is an amazing site. If you guys have any questions about, I recently discovered this site. If you have any questions, if you're on a birth control pill or you're using any method at all, they have extensive data on there about every form of birth control that you're on, different kinds of pills and what the side effects are. So if you're, if you have any questions, I'll go to Bedsider. But in the most recent U.S. national survey, 5% of couples said they were relying exclusively on pulling out as a way to prevent pregnancy, right? And if you count couples using another method plus pulling out like birth control or IUD, about 10% of couples use withdrawal. But just because other people are doing it does not make it safe.
All right, let me catch up here. So 5% are using just the pull-out. That's 1 in 20. And then 10% are doing pull-out plus contraceptive.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I stated my views on the withdrawal method, and I wasn't just being hyperbolic, really, to make a point. I got to be honest. It might be better than nothing. I get that. But it's not the most effective form of birth control at all. And it can be super risky, especially those for lack of experience, because the truth is, It does not protect you against STIs, STDs, HIV,
Well, those are
pregnancy, bacteria and viruses can be present in pre-cum.
right.
That lovely pre-cum.
It's that pesky pre-cum that ruins
The pesky pre-cum. I mean, I'm going to get into pre-cum.
leaky faucet.
And it might not be as much if you've been tested, you're in a long-term relationship, you might not have to worry as much about STDs. But if you're single and you just started dating someone, put that goddamn condom on.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Especially nowadays with Tinder and everything. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. And I'll never forget this. When some people, friends of mine actually, smart people, they've said, well, I know the person. I know the guy wouldn't lie about it or she wouldn't lie. Yes.
Everybody
they
lies.
might lie, okay? And it's not as easy as it sounds because according to research, pulling out is 90. Here's the thing though. I got to tell you this. It is 90%, 96% effective when it's done correctly.
Yes.
Every time. But unfortunately, doing it correctly. Do you know what it means to do it correctly? Nobody friggin' does it correctly.
Well, pull out.
Yeah. This is what you got to do it correctly. At the height of your sexual arousal, where like everything's amazing. Not too early, not too late. The guy pulls out, doesn't interrupt the orgasm that usually happens during ejaculation. Everything's great. But the guy has to be able to tell exactly when he's going to ejaculate and have the discipline to pull out on time before he ejaculates.
Yeah, I think most
And for a guy
can.
to know ejaculatory inevitability,
Right.
not so easy.
Yeah.
The point of no return. And this is from the Mayo Clinic.
Okay.
You always like to knock my sources sometimes. For every 100 women who use a pull-out method, 28% will become pregnant.
Wow.
That's a 72% success rate. That's like a C minus.
28% do get pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, would you purchase a car that had like a 72%
And if you were to
chance
leave
of
it
keeping
in,
safe?
if you were to leave it in, I bet only 60%
Exactly.
of those.
We're talking
would
if you're
actually
doing
get
it
pregnant.
right. Exactly. Like, would you be satisfied, like, if you had like a C minus, in college or like a restaurant had a C minus rating, you wouldn't go. Okay. So let's talk about the pre-cum because there's a lot of like people debate like, oh, there's no semen in pre-cum, but there's a rumor saying that it doesn't contain sperm. I don't know who started, but the results in studies show a third of the sample they collected still contained live sperm.
I thought that it was even more. I thought that it was like super sperm
Right.
or super.
Well,
semen.
no, I mean, the thing is that they couldn't prove that pre-cum will get you pregnant, but findings prove one important thing that it could. It can't say it will, but it could. So even if you're a masterful at pulling out, and you got it,
Yeah.
you still got a little pre-cum. You don't know that you got pre-cum, right? The other thing that people say is it interrupts the pleasure, and I'm not going to be as good. Because withdrawal is the ultimate sexual interruption, okay? Have you ever had one of those experiences where it's amazing, right? And you're about to come and she's about to come and you're like, oh my God, like we're going to come together and you're like, I'm going to pull out, but you just don't. That's really hard too, right? So if it's your go-to method, you can't have simultaneous orgasms. And you can't focus on your partner because you're worried that you're going to come and you got to pull it out. So like just use protection because, but all you're thinking is like, I got to evacuate. And then you can't have the multiple orgasm. You can't have the simultaneous. And couples who use this method say that they're more anxious during sex.
What?
Yep.
Wait, the pullouters?
The
say they're more
pullout, yeah.
anxious?
Yep.
Well, I could see why.
It
Because
can detract.
Yeah.
So, do that. And also, another thing I want to say, though, here's who it might be okay for. Couples who are using withdrawal in combination with other methods of birth control, but again, will not protect you against STDs, just pregnancy.
Right.
Men who have a lot of self-discipline, like a lot, and they're very, very in touch.
Right.
But they could still have pre-cum. I'm just trying to give
We
you
call those guys sexual ninjas. Like they know
Yeah.
they can completely control when they finish. And there's very few of those guys.
Oh, and you might be drinking. You might be really caught up in the moment. It feels really good. Oh, this one time she's about to get her period. No. So, Calvin, it's your life. I am not the pull-out police. I'm not going around saying don't pull out. I'm not going to do that. I'm not policing your home. But they don't call it the pull and pray. Have you heard it called the pull and pray?
Pull and pray.
Oh, pray.
Really?
She's gonna... Do you know how many pull-out babies there are? I have so many friends who've been pregnant as well. So, Calvin, you're lucky. Your friends?
Do your friends tell their kids they're total mistakes?
Like, dude, you were not. My friend got pregnant on her honeymoon. She's like, pull-out doesn't work. She called me like a month
Pull out
later.
Pete. That's what we call you.
Exactly. So,
Em, can I just tell you?
Yeah.
That I was excited when we were in the parking lot before we did the show tonight when you told me they were going to be doing this topic because I actually had a long discussion with the wife about the pull-out method, and I was talking exactly what Kelvin was talking about because for years I've been hearing the hyperbole of it's 0% effective, and I've always thought that was absurd, and you finally put that to rest by saying it's 96% effective against pregnancy, which I get that it's 0% effective against STDs, but when talking about pregnancy, it's obviously somewhat effective. And the wife and I were talking about it a little bit in the security line at the airport.
No, I didn't say that. I said it's 96% if you do it right.
Right.
Meaning you pull out exactly at the right time.
Yeah. Okay.
But you could still get you could still get pregnant in the pre-com and all that.
But I came up with an analogy, and she was very upset, and she told me to stop talking about sex in public because she doesn't like when I talk about sex at all. But I was whispering. I didn't let we're in the big line for security at the airport. But I forget why it came up. But I heard somebody or we saw an ad.
The pull-out method came up because you're pulling off your shoes.
Maybe because of the shoes. I don't know. But I'm like, you know what? And I thought about it. I'm like, and I couldn't wait to talk about it on the after disaster. But I'm talking about it with you here now. I said, here's why that's not true. You go to the gas station, you put the nozzle in, you pay for like $40 worth of gas, you do a couple pumps, and then you just start spraying your car with the gasoline. You're not going to be able to drive down the street. You're not impregnating your car. Your car is going to run out of gas almost immediately if you spray your entire car with the gasoline rather than put it in the tank. So that was my argument for pull-out method works. Yes.
But what about the pre-com?
But your car can go a little bit for a little while. If you had a Prius, you're probably able to drive for a while.
Right.
So the Prius ladies might get pregnant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want to clarify that because, Calvin, but I'm saying good for you and your friends, but this could still happen. And if you're cool with having a pull-out baby, keep going. And that it might have HIV. No, terrible. Oh, my God.
The HIV baby. You went down dark roads.
I don't mean to. Okay. Let's get into the email. Oh, but first, why don't we give a shout out to the people who help keep this show free so you can listen to it and also who make amazing toys. So the genius design team at WeVibe, they've done it again. The brand new Nova by WeVibe is quite simply a dual stimulation superstar. It expertly pleasures your clitoris and your G-spot at the same time without missing a beat. That's the point. It doesn't miss a beat. And you might be thinking, it sounds like my rabbit vibe. But it's not, because unlike traditional rabbit vibes, they lose contact because you put it inside you and you got the little tentacles on the outside that touch your clitoris. But when you pull that out, it loses contact with your clitoris. But this one, you slide it out with the shaft outwards. It has the Nova, has an external stimulator that's extra long and curved. It's like this curved little thing. It looks like a snail, and it never loses contact with your clitoris. And you can maneuver the G-spot stimulator however you like it, and it never leaves it, which is why, and the majority of women need clitoral stimulation to achieve orgasm. And we actually just came out, if you guys want to know more about this, we did a sex toy review show, and we talk a lot about it. There was 4 of us in the office who tried it, and it's fun to hear. People always like our shows. We have like 4 women, like 1 toy. We talked about a bunch of 4 women, 3 toys, and to find out like how we all felt differently about it. The Nova has easy to use controls. You can cycle through all the vibration modes. It's just the coolest toy. It really is. And you can also use your smartphone connecting the Weave and using the WeVibe app. So you can instead of even having to touch the buttons, because sometimes it can be challenging, you just have your phone next to you and you can do all the patterns and draw it with your, it looks like a sound. You do sound? Really, you can do up and down with your finger. You touch it.
And you can
make the
text
vibrations
while you're doing it too.
You can text, you can touch, you can sex, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So the Nova by WeVibe is so unique. You got to try to do it, and it's really powerful. Oh my God. Go to sexwithemily.com, look for the Nova banner, and then you go to WeVibe, use code Emily at checkout, and you get a very special discount.
Oh, you guys should make a little video of you guys using the WeVibe as like horseshoes. And you should have a dildo standing up, and you should be playing horseshoes with it, because they look
That's
like
a
little
great
horseshoes.
idea.
Yeah, you guys.
Well,
need to
not
do that
this
video.
WeVibe, but this one does have a little circle on the end of it. But
the
the
one that
WeVibe
you
4
showed
Plus,
me with it's like a U shape.
Yeah,
like a horseshoe.
exactly. That
You
one.
guys
That's
should
the
do
4
that.
Plus. That's what they're known for. Their number 1 couples vibe. Oh, I love all their toys, but this one's their new one, so we reviewed it, and you'll all love it. Cool. Okay, emails. Thank you, everyone, for emailing me. I love it, and I love that you guys have been listening and including your name, how old you are, and how you listen, and where you're from. Totally helps us, right?
And your sex.
And your sex life. And your sex, male or female.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Emily, thanks for the podcast. It's awesome. Listening to your podcast with Jordan Harbinger as we speak. He stated that you should make the bar your home base. That's cool and all, but I don't drink. What's another place I can make home base?
I'm so confused.
Thanks, Cody.
Why
I'm
am
going
I
to
so
explain
confused?
to you. Okay. Here's a deal of the home base. But this is what Jordan meant. It's like, it's that place that you feel comfortable and confident. Like where everybody knows your name, kind of like Cheers. Mm-hmm. Does anyone know Cheers?
I think the older
Everybody knows
crowd
you.
does. Yeah.
Right. No, it's kind of like a place where you go into, like your local coffee shop or a restaurant if you know your friend works there.
The Perk.
The Perk?
That's Friends.
And Friends.
Another old reference.
Exactly. Hey, everyone, you walk in, everyone knows you. So that's what he means. A place where you know someone, you feel comfortable, you feel confident, and you just feel like yourself. So Jordan was talking about a bar, your local bar. It can be your local restaurant,
Massage
coffee
parlor.
shop, massage parlor where you get a happy ending.
Yeah.
You want to take your date there. So it could be your coffee shop, a smoothie place, a gym, a dog park. Hot place to meet people. When I had my dog in San Francisco, I went there like 3 times a day, and it was like my posse. Like I had my people, and then like I started dating this guy, and I brought him to the dog park, and I was really cool.
But then when you
'cause
guys break up, you need a new dog park, and your dog's sad.
I need a new dog, a new dog park, a new boyfriend, but it was messy. But that's the point of it. So the point is that you'll feel more self-assured. When you approach women, if you're around your friends and people know you, hey, Anderson, what's going on? Hey, and you got this woman, you put at ease automatically.
For sure. That's why I was confused. I didn't hear the beginning when you said that they were with somebody else. And
Yeah, he's like, Jordan Harbinger, I did a great podcast if you want to check it out.
Oh, that guy, the Jordan guy.
The Art of Charm. And he gives a lot of great dating advice for guys. And he was saying, like, one of his tips was, like, have a home base, like the bar where you go to and everyone knows your name, that kind of thing. So it's all about feeling comfortable. And the more comfortable you are, as we all know, the more we feel like more of ourselves.
And
we feel like we can talk
you're gonna be.
confident.
But
Exactly.
it can backfire with guys, too. I used to go to this one bar where everyone knew me, and drunken idiots would be like, another girl, Anderson? Way to go, bud.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. You got to be careful, like bars especially late night. Yeah. Can't believe it. Every week you're in here with a different one. Like, thanks, dude.
Yeah, your drunk friends. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. The bar can totally backfire.
Yeah.
In fact, I've had that with like guys I date. Because girls get chatty, like, oh, I just want you to know, like your girls really trying to cockblock someone.
Right.
He's been here before. He's here all the time. Like people just open up their mouths.
Mm-hmm. Guys do that, too.
They do, right?
Yeah, I
They
was,
try to throw you under the bus.
Almost about to hook up with this girl, and this guy friend of mine, who I thought was a friend of mine, I guess he liked the same girl, and like we weren't in the same circle anymore, but it's a guy that I went to high school with, but we were friendly in high school. I found out the girl just stopped talking to me, and I found out like 6 months, maybe a year later. I'm like, it was heartbreaking because I really liked this girl. This fucker had told her that I had herpes. Just made stuff up.
No,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah.
And she broke up with you then?
No, we were dating. We went out like 3 or 4 times, and then she just stopped
That's the
returning my
worst
calls.
thing. That's like
well, she sucks too. If she thinks that I have herpes, she just stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still looking for that guy. It's been like
Dude,
15
you kill
years.
him. That's terrible. People do say that. Well, especially now with like everyone like posting stuff online that's just not true. You can't debate it.
I
People
can't
always think,
imagine
where there's
that.
smoke, there's fire. Like sometimes there's truth in things that you read. People believe that stuff. I'm sorry that happened to you. That bitch, she wasn't worth it anyway.
Yeah. You know what? Ironically, I bet she might have given me herpes. You know, I might have them now because of her.
Maybe she was projecting because she's like, she didn't want to face her own herpes syndrome.
Maybe she was dumb and thought she could get double herpes. You know? Yeah.
People are dumb like that. So true. Okay. Threesomes.
Oh.
Picking up women for threesomes. People want to know about it.
Tall order.
It is. And also, did I mention feedback at sexwithemily.com is where you can email me? Dear Emily, me and my boyfriend have been together for over 4 years. He's 48 and I'm 26. We've been to a nude resort a couple times. We're planning to host a nude party this National Nude Day coming up.
When is National Nude?
July 14th.
Oh, Christ. And
You've-
where are these people calling, emailing from? I'm sorry.
I don't know if it says yet. Let's see. You've opened my eyes and opened our horizons. We are both very open and loving people and would like to try new things. However, I'm very shy, and it's hard for me to flirt or hit on people. Any advice? I'd like to have more threesomes, actually, with my boyfriend. And I'd like to be the one that gets the girl, if you know what I mean. I want to feel the rush and the exhilaration of asking, going forward, and getting it, and the enjoyment that we get from the memories that we make of it. Any advice would be greatly appreciated as we begin this new year and try new things. I'm always open to new adventures. Thank you and much love, Alice. Okay, Alice, first of all, you guys go to nude resorts. I would think you would find a third there. But I get what you're saying. I totally understand. I understand the thrill. Like, I don't know. I'm not a dude, but I understand the thrill as a woman too. But like, I wish I could get that. Like, you go in, like hitting on a woman, like a beautiful woman at the bar, and asking her to come home with you, like meet your boyfriend. Like, I don't know. I guess I've never done that. Guys do that more so. But I can see as a woman that you want to do it too. Okay, I get that. But I think it's a great thing to work up to. But you might want to just build your confidence by like chatting up open-minded people who you know will be open to the idea, like the people at the nude resort, or like your like-minded friends, because then you're not being shot down right away, which could also hurt confidence, which we hear from guys. Not that men and women don't hit on people, but men. How many emails do we get from guys who are like, I don't have the confidence, I was rejected. So that's one thing. Just go where you where you know people and you know that they might be open to it. There's also apps like Plenty of Fish, OkCupid. They make it possible now for couples to search for unicorns. You know the unicorn.
What is the unicorn?
The unicorn is like a single woman who is unattached and who's kind of ready to have a threesome. Ready, willing.
Okay.
They call it the unicorn.
I thought it was the G-spot.
What? They call it a G-spot?
No, the unicorn.
No, the unicorn's like a woman who's like single and ready to mingle.
For me, like the G-spot is also a unicorn and a leprechaun because I can't find.
Okay, you can't find the G-spot?
No.
Really?
I've alluded to that many times. Anyways, back to the unicorn.
But
that
here's
is the perfect
right,
one.
exactly. There's also Thrinder, which is a new app. It's 3NDR and FetLife. They could also be great resources. And then, I don't know where you live, Alice. You didn't say, but if you attend local workshops, like here we have the Pleasure Chest and the Stock Room. I don't know where you live, but there's often sex toy shops, Hustler Hollywood. That could be a great place to find resources, learn about local swing parties, and just keep your eyes open. If you're at a bar, though, and you see a woman that's attractive, I mean, I've had women talk to me at bars all the time, and I'm I don't know, at a party, just strike up a conversation. And the other thing, just like I tell guys, don't go in with that, feeling that this has got to be the one and I got to close the deal. I mean, being a woman talking to another woman, just start talking like how you would talk to a friend and see what happens. And think of how you'd want to be approached. Because you're a chick, you're a woman. Have some drinks, get to know her, and then see how she feels. If she's single, you might say, yeah, Do you have a boyfriend? No? Oh, well, I've got a boyfriend here. And we've been thinking, you never know. Conversation, have a few drinks, it could open up. You might say to her, you never know. She might end up coming home with you in the car that night. Right? Worst thing that happens, she says no.
You know what I don't get about this one?
You don't die if someone rejects you. What?
Is she says she's shy, but she's all about being nude. And usually nude people aren't into being shy.
I know. Well, I think she's probably nervous about approaching a woman. But practice makes perfect. But here's the other thing. I'm not even going to get into your age difference either. 26 and 48.
Yeah.
They've been together 4 years.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're happy and it's working. So I'm not even going to touch that right now. I'm just going to touch on the topic at hand. I mean, because age sometimes is the only number, and there are couples that it works for.
Right.
So I'm not going to go there.
26, 48. That's 22 years difference. He could have a 22-year-old daughter.
He could.
Yeah, easily.
Right.
Wait. Yeah, he could be her grandkid. Her
I mean,
grandfather.
right, if they live somewhere where you have young kids, yeah, totally. But I like that you guys are open to expressing things, and I get it. But I'm just going to give you the same advice that you got to have confidence. So. And practice. Practice makes perfect.
And you know what?
Put yourself out there. Here's the other thing. It doesn't have to be at a bar. Start practicing talking to people 3 times a week when you're getting in line for coffee or at the gym, wherever you are, work. Talk to people you don't know.
Yeah. I hate when people talk to me.
Well, do you realize that nobody does it anymore, though, because everyone's on their phone all the time?
On their phone. I know. It's so depressing. No, but a lot of the time if I'm in the right mood, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Hey, you using this? Thanks, man. Just that kind of thing just makes everything go so much smoother. You know what I mean? But she also has this July 14th big nude party that she's having, right? On nude day.
She's got a big nude day. She had 6 months to practice, 4 months.
Yeah, exactly. 6 months to practice.
It's a goal. You'll find someone by that. I feel really good about this, Alice. Keep me posted. I'm so glad you found the show and you love it. Let me know how it goes, because I always want to know. I would love to do some people people always email me and they say, you changed my life, you gave great advice, which why I do this. Right. But sometimes I want examples, what specifically happened or follow up if things worked.
Exactly. Yeah, because you want proof. You want some kind of illustrated actual
right, when Calvin gets his girlfriend pregnant. I want to know how she got pregnant because you kept pulling out.
Because you forget. It seems like there's just the two of us in this room, or when you do the show.
I do sometimes forget.
How does the nude party work, you think? Do you think that they... Obviously, they can't show up at the door naked, so they're going to be wearing something on the way over there. Is there a room that they go to change in, or do they just come in the threshold?
Especially if they're in winter. In
the foyer, they just immediately strip down. Do they have cubby holes?
They probably have robes.
They probably have robes. Do they bring your own robe? Do they supply the robes?
Depends how fancy the party is.
So many questions.
I have so many questions, too. But if they're a nudist place, it sounds like it was a nudist, one of those vacations where everyone's nude. But I think you can,
What if you meet
somebody? You probably
somebody
wear a sarong.
And you want to get their number or something, and you don't have your phone on you because you don't have pockets.
No one's cards anymore. Yeah, I don't know.
Where do you put the card if you get
Where
it?
do you put your phone if you're naked all the time? Because everyone's so addicted to their phones. But I can imagine they might have a no phone policy because you don't need pictures
because Emily might be there saying, but my niece loves nudes.
My niece loves nudes and Justin Bieber. I should send her this, but no, I'm not going to send her the video. Not a nude either. Yeah.
I want her to email you back after the nude party. So
Me
give
too.
some
Alice,
details.
I want to hear, I want to hear how this goes down and again, just start practicing. But I do want to hear how the nude party, I want to go to a nude party. This is my year of experimenting again. Like when I started the show 10 years ago, I did a lot of the first 5 years, experiential things. Went to swinger parties, got my clitoris rubbed by the people.
What?
I went to that
yeah,
one
I
taste.
forgot about
Like I did a lot of stuff, and I still do sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be doing. I have some things coming up, which I can't tell you about right now.
Really?
Yeah. I should go to a nude. I've been invited to these nude party things, but
you have?
yeah, I got to get back in shape. I'm pretty good shape, but
That is great motivation to get in shape.
right?
If you got like a mandatory nude party
Because you can't wear your
have to go
Spanx.
to.
You can't
Oh
suck
my
it in.
God.
You're nude.
Yeah, I think I might just go the other way and just
I
let-
used to
let
go to this
myself
place in San Francisco I went to. Have you ever been to like a nude place? It's called Harbin Hot Springs, which is really sad because it burnt down a few months ago. But no, it's sad. It's been around for, God, so many years. It's in Northern California, like 2 hours north of San Francisco. And we used to go there. My friends, like in our 20s, we went. And it's nude optional, but they have these hot springs, right? And you go in the hot and the cold. And people would be naked, men, women. And it's not. And you go there and they give you beads if you don't want to be taught, if you don't want anyone to hit on you. So we'd wear these beads so guys would not talk to us sometimes. But sometimes we would take them out. We'd forget to wear the beads. And then, sure enough, guy just sits down and starts talking. He's like naked, his balls hanging out.
What? As soon as like you take the beads off, they're just like on you?
Oh, yeah. Like flies on.
And when you got the beads on you, you're
Poop.
trying to cover your nipples.
Yeah, exactly.
Why'd you
But it's
gotta do
kinda
flies
weird.
on poop? Really?
Is that what it is?
Not white on rice? That's a lot nicer.
That's what I wanted. Flies on rice? What is it?
White on rice.
I don't even like poop.
Flies
Ooh.
on poop, no.
So
no
sorry I said
good.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really a good time. But it was uncomfortable. I was like, oh, I've never been naked. But I did that. I should do that again, but it burnt down.
Well, I think they can build around the hot springs. I doubt the hot springs themselves actually burned. You know
No,
what I
but the
mean?
whole area.
The whole
it
area
did.
burned?
Yeah, well, like the whole resort.
All right.
You got massages, nude massages, of course. Okay, another.
No one had a phone on them to call 911 for the
Exactly.
fire department to come because they were wandering around with their balls out.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Email?
Yep. Okay. Hey, Emily, I'm a 21-year-old female, and I listen to you during work on iTunes.
Oh, I bet the boss loves
Bet
that.
you're doing really well at work. So a little over a year ago, my ex-boyfriend of 3.5 years broke up with me. He was emotionally and sexually abusive person, and that obviously took a toll on me. Since he broke up with me, yeah, both, emotionally and sexually. Since he broke up with me, my life made a 180, and I began to sleep around the following months. Now I have my life more in order, and I'm starting to actually date without sex as my main focus. But I feel that I get bored with people easily, or I find little quirks about them that end up being deal breakers. I understand I have major commitment issues. However, I don't know what to do about it. My main questions are, should I take a step back out of the dating pool and just work on myself more? Or should I keep at it, pushing through the quirks and see what happens? I was listening to Different Strokes for Different Folks, which is one of our podcasts, and you mentioned how you went with your gut and how you feel about your dates. Well, my gut is always putting up red flags, but I feel it could be wrong sometimes, if that makes sense. Please help me with this. I just want to lead a normal dating life. Thanks, XX Jordan. Okay, Jordan, there's a lot in this email because I think you should do both. I mean, I think you have to work on yourself. You never, ever, ever stop working on yourself. And we do some of the great work on ourselves when we're dating because oftentimes people are a mirror onto ourselves, onto our own issues. And we can, if you're a good communicator and you learn how to talk about things, you can really, look at it as practice. You can do some duty dating, which is when you kind of force yourself to go out with people that you wouldn't necessarily go out with, that maybe aren't your type, just to kind of get the experience. And also, you might surprise yourself. I mean, you were in an abusive relationship, and so you might be attracted to guys like that. And so to force yourself to go out with someone maybe once, even twice, if the date wasn't that great and you're not trusting, you're saying your gut goes back and forth. And I get it. I might have said I trust my gut. But I also say, we all kind of second guess. So don't overthink it. And don't hold yourself back. And maybe it would force you to push yourself through those little red flags, like those little nagging ones. And be mindful because some red flags, which are like little annoyances, they might be a barrier from actually getting her to commit.
Right.
She might be like, oh, I don't like the way he chooses food, which can be annoying, I admit.
He's too nice.
He's too nice.
He doesn't sexually abuse me.
And you might be coming up with stuff to protect yourself from getting hurt again, which I totally understand.
Because chances are she has a broken picker, as they say.
Picker is broken.
And she's attracted
as opposed
to
to
the
a broken
wrong
pecker.
types of guys.
Exactly. So Right. People do that. We are attracted. We have patterns.
And they
we're like,
sabotage the good relationships because they don't feel like they're good enough for these relationships, which is very sad. And I see it happen to a lot of people that I'm very close with.
Right.
And it sucks.
Because it's the familiarity is what they know. And also all the times we recreate patterns from our childhood.
Right.
Of how our parents treated us. We don't even know that we're doing it.
And
it's
the trauma from childhood becomes arousing. And
exactly.
adulthood.
And so these are patterns. If you think there is some of that and why you allowed yourself to stay in this abusive relationship, there might be some therapy.
Yes.
I think there definitely has to be some therapy work. Especially, how long was she with him? 3 years?
3.5.
You know, there are some therapists that specifically deal with trauma, but the thing about dealing with some trauma, whether it was just in your relationship or childhood and the relationship, is that we often think that it's just going to go away, that we can fix these patterns on our own. But with something as severe as trauma, you might not be able to do it on your own. You probably can't. And I'm a huge fan of therapy. So the other thing is that the concerns that you have, though, like let's say you're like, oh, but I didn't like this or I didn't like that. Do you have a friend or somebody that you trust? Like not just like your yes friend, but like even could be like an aunt or somebody you work with. I don't know, that you just trust. And you could kind of bounce it off and be like, God, it's kind of weird the way he, opened up the gas container on the gas tank on his car, and the way he plugged it in made me think, plugged in the gas made me think, I don't know. People think of the weirdest
I don't like
red
the
flags.
face that he makes when he pets his cat.
That's a better example.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes. I know what you're saying. We can come up with all of these things. So just check yourself, because you might also be preventing yourself from meeting the right guy.
Did she say how old she was?
No, she failed one of the laws here.
I mean,
21.
Ah, yeah, you know what? She shouldn't be settling down anyway.
Jordan, you're not a failure. Yeah, Jordan, here. Okay.
Dating around.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
You were with this guy for 3 years. You're 21 years old. This is the time. This is the time to date. This is the time for you to figure out what you want. So I would say no. Work on yourself, but date. Why don't you just date people to get to know people and don't even have the notion? You should not be getting into a relationship right now. In fact, I'm going to tell you, don't get into a relationship right now. And
you're not saying sleep around.
No.
You just go out and date and experience yourself through other people.
Exactly. And build friendships and maybe wait to have sex. You said you also said that you started sleeping around. And that is not, I think that sometimes can be a Band-Aid, and maybe it makes you feel better temporarily. But a lot of times I actually like dating. I like meeting people. I like having conversations. I love learning about people. I think I'm a really good dater.
You've been doing it a while.
I've got a lot of experience dating. And so I don't know that you have commitment issues, but I think you're figuring out what you want and you're learning how to date again. So I would date, but proceed with caution. How about that? Did you ever change your type? Like, did you ever have like a type and then you change, or
oh, yeah.
Do you think
I was dating the wrong types forever until I met my wife.
Similar types?
Always the same, yeah. Always trauma past, and like no father, and I was the rescuer every single time.
Really?
Yeah.
You took care of them.
Every relationship I had. Not every girl I slept with necessarily, but yeah, every relationship where I'd swoop in and I'd try to be the protector. Ridiculous.
And did you consciously recognize that and then you try to change it, or just
a lot of the time I would, but I'd actually love them, so I wouldn't think about it, and by the time that I actually realized it was too late, and yeah, looking back, I wasted a lot of years of their life and my life too. Yeah,
but that's how you learn. And you know what I like also, that she's 21 years old, and I think the sooner that you recognize these patterns that you have, we all have them.
Yeah, but that means she's been in a relationship since 16 or 17, right?
Yeah.
So she's very inexperienced, and she might be like a monogamous serial dater, right? So she might be looking for that next thing to cling on to, and sleeping with everyone in between. Yeah, just settle down.
Right.
Settle down.
Yeah. Work on yourself. Build your friendships.
Yeah.
My friends are like, get me through. I love my people. So I think that's all we got time for.
Yeah.
This was fun.
It was.
I like this late night thing.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's hot in here.
At first I was like, I don't know.
I'm sweaty.
You're sweaty? Time to go?
Oh, it's just, Em likes to have it hot in here. It gets tropical.
I do keep it hot in here, baby. Gets me in the mood. Well, thank you, Anderson. Also, your podcast, Cinematics.
Cinematics is my new film podcast, Jess, and we cover, actually, I just saw one today. It's called 999. It's by a very good director named John Hillcoat, who did Lawless. Emily, I don't know if you ever saw Lawless or The Road, but it's a really good movie, and it came out on Thursday. In February, which is weird. Let me, can you?
Yeah, totally. You know what I love about your podcast is that it's the movies that are coming out that week.
Yeah.
So if you're like thinking this weekend, I really want to see a movie, what should I see?
Our show comes out Wednesday, and
Yeah.
we're going to cover
It's so
the movies
good.
coming out that Friday.
And
So
they get on iTunes and all that. Actually, someone tweeted me and asked me for your podcast link.
it's cinematics, which is kind of hard to spell, but it's like cinema and then addicts. It's with one A
Yeah,
in the
I
middle.
tweeted him. We tweeted it for him.
Like drugs, like addict, like we're addicted to cinema.
I like it.
But I got to actually turn my head and read the. It's such a good cast, and usually February is a bad month for movies, but this was a really good movie.
I need to go
It's
see
called
more.
999.
God, I say that every day. I'm not going to say it
It's
anymore.
starring Casey Affleck, Chiwetel Ejiofor from 12 Years a Slave, Anthony Mackie, Aaron Paul from Let's Cook, bitch, from Breaking Bad.
Oh.
M.
Oh my
Aaron
God.
Paul.
I'm going to go see it.
And Woody Harrelson, as well as
I love Woody
as well as
Harrelson.
Kate Winslet.
I got high with him once.
Back to that in a second. Kate Winslet in 999, she plays a badass Russian Jew. You've never seen Kate.
Oh my
She's
God, that's so
unrecognizable,
not Kate
and
Winslet.
She's fantastic.
Wow. Okay, see, now I'm
999, so we'll
excited.
talk all about it. Yeah.
Okay, this is good. I'm
You
gonna
got high with Woody.
I know, is that funny? Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys talk about Cheers?
Nope. It was he was in San Francisco. God, it was like 10, 15 years ago, and he was doing a play. And he's a big stoner, and I'm not.
Right.
Or I had smoked a lot then, and I went back to his house.
What? Just the two of you?
I was actually with Bob
Emily.
Weir from the Grateful Dead.
What?
And the some other people.
You forgot.
No, I didn't forget. I
Too
just
high
probably
or
shouldn't say.
whatever.
No.
Or the mayor's
but I
involved?
never, not a
Politicians?
mayor, but a politician
Yeah.
who actually was in charge of it's not, he's like, $5 fine. He was like getting high. It was crazy. But
$5 fine. What?
San Francisco, like get high, $25
yeah.
fine. But it was, I'd never seen anyone I could barely hold, I was like I hadn't smoked in
Right.
forever.
And I'm sure that Woody's got some high
Oh my
lace
God.
shit.
I mean, the whole time he's smoking bong, literally 3 hours. I was watching, how are you still alive? He was a nice guy.
Yeah. He's been doing it a
So-
while. He's about to have his own weed license in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna be
How is he
selling weed.
not dead? I guess people can handle it.
Some people can.
I can't.
Also, real quick, sorry. The Film Vault, which is my main film podcast. I do 2 film podcasts.
How do you
as
even
know.
have time for me?
I barely have time. But this is our big episode, the Oscar locks. Our top 5 Oscar locks. A lot of people have Oscar betting pools and whatnot. So on the Film Vault, Brian and I, we bring you, because we've seen everything. So we'll talk about what movies are most likely going to win.
What's going to win?
I don't know. I haven't done my research yet. But
Dude.
Leonardo DiCaprio, that's a layup. He's going to win Best Actor.
Is he
kind
that
of thing.
good? He is that good, right?
I
Everyone
didn't
loves
think
him.
he deserved a nomination, but
He freaking wins everything.
yeah. No, he doesn't. He rarely wins awards.
He just gets nominated for everything.
Yeah, it's true.
And he sleeps with everyone. Okay, I love it. I
true,
hope he
too,
doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't pull out. He for sure uses protection because he'd have
Yeah,
a
'cause he has
million
no
babies.
kids, right? Or he's sterile. Or he got
Something.
snipped.
Who the hell
Does he have
knows?
any kids?
I
Leo.
don't think so. Okay, thank you, Anderson.
Thank you.
I love you, and thanks everyone for listening and for checking me out. And come checking me out, and come see me on March 10th at the
At the Hollywood Improv.
Yeah,
Thursday.
exactly.
March 10th. 7?
Exactly. 7 to 9. Yeah, then I'll come to Loveline after.
Sweet.
Thanks everyone for listening. Was it good for you? Email me feedback@sexwithemily.com. Okay, everyone, thanks for listening, and let's talk about it. Let's be honest. You can be honest with me. By now, you've probably bailed on your New Year's resolution. To work out more, I mean. How many of you made a New Year's resolution to work out, quit smoking? I mean, it probably feels great to be in shape, boost your confidence and your libido, but are you ignoring the one muscle group that can have the biggest impact on your sexual performance? Well, don't worry, because there is a product that will do the workout for you. I wish there was one that would go to the goddamn gym for me and do the sit-ups, but no, there is one that does your Kegels for you. The Intensity is a unique insertable device, strengthens your pelvic floor with gentle electrostimulation, delivering an extremely effective and automatic Kegel exercise. The shaft inflates so it perfectly positions the conductive pads where they will directly stimulate your muscles. I use it every day. I have to say that I'm really proud of myself because I'm not that great with consistency, but I've been very consistent this year at doing it pretty much I'd say 5 times a week. Not only does this muscle group give you more control over your pleasure during intercourse, more orgasms, it's also responsible for preventing urinary incontinence after childbirth, or just as you get older, you sneeze and you pee, and it's a friggin' bummer. Oh, Intensity also has a vibrate option because, hey, why not have an awesome orgasm while you're working out? I'm telling you, this product truly has changed my sex life. And if you listen to our show where we did the sex toy review of the Nova and the Rave and stuff, I talk about how I can have these G-spot orgasms now, I've been able to, but I've also even more intensely because of my killer strong Kegel muscles. So order your Intensity. Go to sexwithemily.com, click on the Intensity banner. That's Pour Moi. It takes you right to Pour Moi, and you can get it there. Thanks, everyone, for listening. I want to tell you about Promescent.
Oh.
Yeah. So some men, your penis size is totally fine. But sometimes you want to last a little bit longer in bed. Maybe you last a minute and you want to last 2. Maybe you last 5 minutes and you want to last 10. And also 1 in 3 men actually suffers from premature ejaculation, whereas they can't control their ejaculation. So Promescent is a quickly absorbing delay spray. It allows you to have the sex that you want, so you don't have to focus on baseball or whatever it is that you think about. And then you're not in the moment, and then you're not enjoying sex. But Promescent closes the arousal gap between men and women. And so women take longer to orgasm. If you haven't figured that out yet, we just do. So you'll last longer and everyone goes home happy. So try Promescent, PROMESCENT.com.